All right. So, last few, I feel like, conversations, we have talked about, things you were going through before you became sober, what it looked like, what it looks like now, maintaining your sobriety through the holidays and, just generally stressful situations. But what I think I want to get into today is what did those moments before you became sober look like? Like those moments of realization where you were like, I have to make a change. I have to do something different.
There was so many of them. There's so many of those, close, tight, uncomfortable moments that come about to where like, yo, I can't keep on doing this. And one of the situations that I can remember is I woke up on the floor of the lobby of a hotel that I was staying in.
Mm,
I didn't know how long I had been there. I woke up with the property manager shaking me like, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? I jump up, look around like, I'm on the floor of the hotel. And I'm like, don't call police. I'm okay. I don't need no help or whatever. And,
yeah,
um, got up and went up to the room. She's like, you really gotta get yourself together. You really oughta, see some help. That was one of those moments to where my addiction was starting to expose itself and I didn't want it. My
yeah,
slip was showing, as they say, how Jesus used to say your slip showing. Yes, and
yeah,
my slip was definitely showing, when you wake up in the hotel lobby on the floor, I know how long you've been there or how you even got there.
yeah,
It's definitely past time to rethink, the way you living at that point. So that's when
yeah. What gave you the strength to completely take that first step?
was tired of living like I was living. I was tired of doing the things that I was doing. I felt like I was on a path to nowhere. I
Mm,
felt like my motor was running, but I wasn't going nowhere. I was moving, but no motion, if you know what I mean, and I was sick and tired. I
mm,
was sick and tired of where my life was at. I was sick and tired of where I was at. I was sick and tired of how things were going. And I just started to do that introspection to see, okay, what is it that I can change to change my situation? And the thing at the top of the list was the addiction, the drugs and the alcohol. I really had to just realize that everybody wasn't telling the same lie about me. Everybody wasn't making up the stories about me. I had to take a real deal look at me to see exactly where I was going, where I was headed, and what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
So, do you remember having any conversations with anybody within that time period, or was this just all strictly introspection and just kind of keeping it, close to your chest?
Well, the conversations were internal
Okay.
because when you an addict, you don't hang around nothing but addicts. When you an
Mm,
alcoholic, you don't hang around nothing but alcoholics because again, what they say, birds of a feather flock together.
yeah.
So you're not gonna be an addict and talk to another addict about you wanting to get sober because they're not gonna want to hear that. They're not gonna reciprocate that. They're not gonna encourage you. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Stop, what I'm saying, coming through with the drain.
Yeah.
Stop coming through with the drugs. Stop coming through with the kick it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not gonna tell you that, So it was just a situation where I had to make up within myself because I couldn't do it for nobody else. I could not get sober for my kids. I could not get sober for a relationship. I could not get sober for my family, my career, my job, any of those things. Sobriety is bigger than that. Sobriety is bigger than that. And addiction will make you think that it's bigger than all those things too. And you will prove it to be correct because you will do all things contrary to being healthy with them to, what I'm saying, feed that addiction. So yeah, I had to talk to myself. It was a conversation with self to figure out like, yo, I'm tired of this.
Right.
I need to do something different. I gotta do something different.
Yeah. What was it like when a lot of the people, you started seeing them again and being in their space and you're not grabbing a beer, you're not coming in hand with Hennessy or, toking a joint or a blunt or whatever. What were those first moments like explaining to those people that like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not doing that.
They was in disbelief. Even 2 years later,
Mhm.
some people are still in disbelief that I have, given up, you know, that part of my life. They was in disbelief. Okay, you're not drinking today. You're not smoking today, right now. But as far as you stopping, yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. We'll see. Let me know how that works out for you.
Do you
They didn't believe in me, and that had me almost not believing in me.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How did that make you feel, inside after you're apart from that person? Like, how'd that make you feel?
The mind games that you play with yourself is far beyond, anything that's can be described because your sobriety makes you a different person and they don't know the sober you. So therefore, you look like yourself, you
Mhm.
sound like yourself, you're not acting like yourself. Your conversation different, the way you carry yourself is different, the way you move is different.
Mm.
They don't know this person. So therefore, they looking at you like, okay, when you gonna take that mask off and be the person that I really know? Because this new you, I don't know him,
Mm.
and I don't really like this dude. Understand what I'm saying? Because a
Yeah,
sober man got boundaries
right.
and applies principles to his life. Whereas a person who's battling his addiction, he gonna do whatever, whenever, however to do what it is that he's trying to do at that point. So therefore, I had to prove to not only myself but to people that my sobriety was for real. So to take it serious, I had to take it serious. To be taken serious, I had to take it serious.
I feel like I would have liked to be a fly on the wall those nights, coming home, having to have conversations within yourself or with yourself, maybe even sometimes out loud, just, you know, trying to move forward.
The conversations were harder when I was in my mess
Yeah.
because a lot of people would say things and do things, and I was so under the influence that I wouldn't respond. And once I got wind or once I remember or it struck a nerve that I remember, I would be upset with myself for not being in the right frame of mind to have been responded in.
Yeah, yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
right.
So therefore, my sober mind, you got to watch how you handle me
That's right.
because I'm paying attention and I'm listening and I'm conscious of
Mhm.
the things you're doing and saying. And my sober mind gonna address it because I have boundaries now.
Right.
So therefore, these toes, these 10 toes right here, these mine, and you don't get to step on. So therefore, the conversations with people and situations started to change because I did.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Do you think that's where, like, the folks that maybe pulled back from you, that's where it stemmed from? That they weren't laughing with you, they were laughing at you, and now you're not a joke.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're gonna pull back because they are not used to this individual, this person having boundaries, having principles, telling them no.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, they gonna back up because now you acted funny and you gotta be okay with being told you acted funny.
Mhm.
No, guess what? I'm not acting funny. I'm just different. I'm thinking now. I'm conscious now. So therefore, yeah, you gotta handle yourself different and you gotta be okay with people handling you different because it's gonna come about.
What do you think Duck Down would say to Ivan today?
Let me at him. Let me at him. Remember on Scooby Doo, little Scrappy.
Yeah, Scrappy.
Let me at him, Uncle Scooby. I'll get him. I'll get him. I'll get him. Oh, I put that Joker in a chokey every day. I put Duck Down in a chokey every day
Yeah.
because he won't at him.
Yeah.
He won't out. Let me out. Let me out.
Mhm.
Any situation that ticks me off or causes me anger or frustrates me, want me to handle it? I'm still here, man. One little sip ain't gonna hurt nothing. Hennessy still on sale. Modelo's is too. Who gonna know? What you doing this for? You got this shit lit. You got this shit beat. A little bit ain't gonna hurt nobody. Stop being scared. So therefore, I had to wrestle with that joker every day. Wrestle with who? Wrestle with me.
Mhm.
He ain't gone nowhere. He ain't gone nowhere. You could tell by the dialogue when you see that cap cock ace deuce, he want to come loose. Understand what I'm saying? But I had to stand firm on again these 10 and say, nah, I got this. That's what the retiring of the crash out is. I retired duck down. I retired duck down. And I'm introducing the world to Ivory. How y'all doing? I'm an infant in this sobriety thing. And I'm enjoying it so far. I enjoy life now. I can remember life now. I can remember what I did, said, what I ate, the way things tasted, the way things smell, the way I feel. So yeah, he definitely won't lose, but I got to keep that joker locked in, locked up tight, because to let him loose, he ain't gonna want to go back away. So yeah, I keep him tucked away.
So if anybody that listens to this or watches this has maybe already received their first nudge, maybe this isn't what we need to be doing. What would you tell them to start focusing on?
The lesson tells us that Allah speaks in a still small voice, and he who is still hears. Start listening to you. Start listening to you. Quiet the noise. What are you saying? Stop looking out the window and start looking in the mirror. Have a conversation with that individual, the man that you see in the mirror. What does he want? Fall in love with him again. Fall in love with her again. And everything else gonna come into play. Because when you love somebody, you do anything you can to make that person happy. Start with you.
There it is.
There it is.
All right. Happy snowy Sunday.
Happy snowy Sunday. Y'all be safe.